Will your motor not turn on? Are there excessive sparks coming from the motor? If so, it's time to take a close look at the motor brushes. There are 2 motor brushes in your motor, one on either side of the armature. The brushes allow electricity to flow to the spinning armature. Because they are made of carbon, they will wear down over time and need to be replaced. When a brush wears thin enough, the brush spring will no longer have enough pressure to hold the brush against the armature, and the motor won't turn on. A brush that is nearly worn out will often create sparks on the armature due to a slight gap forming between the brush and the armature. Sparks from the motor can also be caused by a bad armature, so if replacing the brushes doesn't help, you may have more problems. If the motor is overheated, often the brush wires and springs will be damaged. The overheated brush wires and springs will be burnt and will no longer make good contact with the carbon brush. Replacing the motor brushes is a repair you can do yourself, and I'm going to show you how.
Hi, I'm Mark Socha.
Do-it-yourself repairs like these are easier than you might think. From lawn machines to cordless drills, kitchen mixers,
Outdoor grills.
our how-to videos walk you through each repair from start to finish. So doing it yourself means never having to do it alone.
Let's get started.
I'll begin by removing the motor end cap. It's held in place with a couple of screws. With the cover removed, now I have access to the brush caps and the brushes on either side of the motor. I'll start by removing the brush cap. Just threads in place. With the cap out of the way, now I can remove the brush from the motor. If the brush is badly burnt or cracked, you may need to use a small screwdriver or some pliers to pull this out of the way, and sometimes even have to break out what's left of the carbon. But in this case, I can just pull the brush away from the motor. Now I can install the new brush. I slide it into the brush holder. You want to make sure that it slides easily. If not, there may still be some debris in there you'll want to remove. Then you'll notice that the end of the brush has these wings, and those also line up with the holder. I want to line those with the holder as I press the brush into the saw. Now hold the brush with one finger while I take the brush cap and support the brush with it. Slide that so it aligns with the holder, and then use a screwdriver to reinstall the cap. I want to be careful not to over tighten this, as you'll crack the cap or the holder. It needs to be just tight enough so that the cap will stay in place. And I'll repeat this process on the other side of the saw. And now replace the end cap and secure it with the 2 screws. Be sure to check back often for new videos and expert advice. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up
And leave a comment.